The topic of this video is zeros in fractions being divided. Alright, so let's take a look at this. I have two fractions and we're dividing one by the other. We have 1/2 divided by 3/4. As a reminder, dividing fractions uses the rule keep, change, flip. So keep the numerator fraction, change the division into multiplication, and flip the denominator fraction over. So this would be rewritten as 1/2 times 4/3. Next, simplify before you multiply. 4 divided by 2 is 2, which can be written as 2 over 1. Now multiply the fractions. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3, so we get the result 2/3. And as a reminder, dividing by 0 is not allowed in math and gives the result undefined. So if you ever have a 0 in a denominator of a fraction, you simply write undefined. Okay, now, that was just sort of a brief reminder of how we divide fractions. Now let's try putting a 0 in somewhere. So we've got 0 over 2 divided by 3/4, 1 over 0 divided by 3/4, 1/2 divided by 0/4, and 1/2 divided by 3 over 0. We're going to evaluate each one of these one at a time. All right, so let's start with this one right here, and specifically let's start with the numerator. What is 0 divided by 2? Well, 0 divided by 2 is 0. And the reason why is, if you have $0 and you try to split that among two people, each person is going to receive $0. So 0 divided by 2 equals 0. All right, so now we have 0 divided by 3/4. Now we learned an important lesson here that when 0 is divided by a non-zero number, we get the result 0, and we're going to use that lesson immediately because that's what we have right here. 0 divided by 3/4 will also give the result 0. Okay, let's move on to our next problem. We have 1 over 0 divided by 3/4. Well, dividing by 0 is not allowed, so immediately we can write undefined. Okay, next problem. In the denominator, we have 0 divided by 4, which is 0. And so now we have 1/2 divided by 0. Well, division by 0 is undefined. And in our final problem, in our denominator, we have 3 divided by 0. Division by 0 is not allowed, and so we get the result undefined. Now, what is the important pattern here? What conclusion can we draw based on what we have observed? Here's what I notice. If you have 0 in the numerator of the numerator fraction, that's fine, and you will get the result 0. However, if there is a 0 in any other position, then we get the result undefined. So let's document our conclusion. So you have two fractions being divided of the form a over b, all divided by c over d. We conclude the following. A can be 0. However, b, c, and d cannot be 0 because that gives the result undefined. This will be useful to us at several points throughout this class.